Where are you right now on the pound, on the UK generally, given what's going on with Brexit?
I think the markets and many observers have become quite bullish on the pound, have become more and more convinced that with all the anxiety and questions and worries, ultimately this first stage of the negotiation is going to be passed. And the reason is there hasn't been any negotiation really with Europe. The real negotiation is within the UK, within, as we've just heard, with the Irish side. But with Europe, there's not much negotiation. There's a very set rule book. I think even Mr. Barnier said months ago that it's all about a check and a date.
Right.
It's not really a negotiation. The rule book is extremely precise. So when you exit the European Union, there's not much you can negotiate in terms of the divorce. And all they're going to be talking about over lunch today is the terms of the divorce, the past. So I think progressively all along this year, the markets have become more and more conscious of the fact that this was going to ultimately lead to an agreement so that the real negotiations can start, which are about the future.
Exactly, where there isn't a set rule book. I mean, the set rule book is just for the getting into the game, the ante, as it were, to get to the difficult trade negotiations. That's much more open-ended. How difficult will those be?
Yeah, exactly, and I think they will be very difficult. I think they will be very difficult because that's where I think the markets are going to realize that the negotiations become very complex, both because on the European side of the equation, a lot of European countries won't necessarily agree on what needs to be negotiated, whereas they agreed on the terms of the divorce. And likewise, on the UK side, clearly, the economic cost of this trade deal, will be very different from one sector to the other, depending on what the deal is agreed. So I suspect now to start from, let's say, December 14th, to be conservative, and reach a negotiation, a deal by basically March, which is the objective, that is going to be the big challenge. And I think all these markets that have been very positive on the sterling ever since the beginning of this year are going to realize that the tough part starts now.